All right, everybody. Hello, everyone. My name is Jaime Gallegos. I'm the Director of Operations for Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley. We're going to begin shortly. I have one panelist with us. Will Newsom is joining us. Will is a program director at Canyon Oaks Elementary School, who will be responsible for supervising the Napa Junction Elementary School program this summer. And then we're still trying to get Cassidy Straley in, who is the current site director for Pueblo Vista Elementary School. I've invited her to join us as well. She's having a little issue. We're trying to get her in to help talk and speak to the Napa schools a little bit. I'm going to be jumping back and forth a little bit between you guys looking at me, talking and describing the program, and I have a PowerPoint presentation I'm going to provide for you all. I'm being very mindful that you all have a lot of questions and would like to know a lot of information regarding the Boys and Girls Club programs this summer. I'm also aware of the fact that maybe some of you are tackling graduation parties or cooking dinner or having your kids read or clean their rooms right now. So my PowerPoint presentation is not going to be too long, but I'm trying to answer all the questions that you have. If you have any specific questions about some of the more general stuff with Boys and Girls Club in summer, go ahead and type it in the chat. I will try my best to check in on the chat. I'm going to be doing the majority of the talking. So I will try to check in, answer questions. For those that have participated several times in these chats, you guys are on a webinar right now, so I cannot take any questions via audio. I have found, I hope you can appreciate this, but I've been in so many overviews where we've been kind of tied down with somebody's very, very, very specific question. And I know you're all busy, so I don't want to tie you down with any specific questions, but if you have something more general, like, can you talk to me about the lunch program, things like that, I will answer that. But for example, I don't want to go into a specific regarding one specific kid's dietary needs. And in this venue, I do have contact information at the end of the overview, and you can contact and email your site director about any questions that you may have. Somebody's chiming in, say they can't hear me too well. I'm as close as I can get. I will try to speak loud and clear, but again, I appreciate that feedback. Again, my name is Jaime Gallegos. I'm the Director of Operations. I oversee all programmatic areas of Boys and Girls Clubs. Right now, that includes 8 locations. This summer, we are going to have 7 locations throughout Napa and American Canyon. And then next school year, we're expanding to operate programs at 4 new school sites in the city of Napa. So we'll have 12 locations serving probably pretty close to 2,000 kids a day. We're very excited about that. I'm going to jump in right now. I'm going to shift to the PowerPoint presentation. When I have the PowerPoint presentation running, I cannot jump in and answer questions, or I can't jump back. I guess I can see the chat feature, so I can be able to type there and talk as well. Again, I hope this PowerPoint presentation is informative, touches all the questions that you may have to ensure that your kid has a fun and safe summer. I use the words fun and safe. Boys and Girls Club, child safety is the #1 thing for your kids. We ensure that they're safe and well supervised every day. But after that, fun. We try to be a fun program for the summer, our after school programs as well. We do not try to be an extension of the school day. There are academics, there is positive enrichment. However, there are arts and crafts, sports, and some fun planned shenanigans at all our sites. Okay, so give me 1 second. I will switch to the Zoom. Okay. All right, today, this is what I want to go over. I think we can knock this out in about 30 to 45 minutes. We're going to be very thorough in some areas that are very important, and some is just some quick slides to provide you some quick information. I'm checking to see, there's some parents texting me on a different line, but okay, let's move forward. Okay, today we will learn more about our locations, the sites that we're serving. We partnered up with Napa Valley Unified School District to offer new locations. However, there are some other locations that they're providing. For example, Shear Elementary School and Phillips Elementary School. If you are from one of those sites, you are unfortunately at the wrong Zoom meeting, because I will show you what sites we're covering in just a minute. So we'll cover the locations, the sign in and out procedures. I'll let you know what's going on with lunch and snacks at all of our locations. The biggest questions I probably think that you have is, what do we do? We're reaching a lot of new families this year. So I want to be able to provide some insight on what your child will be doing at the Boys and Girls Club. And I have a sample schedule as well. We're going to cover behavioral expectations from your kids as well, to make sure that they're set up to be successful in our environments. And we're going to review some important dates. We're going to talk a little about the summer school session in the second session, and what that looks like in terms of our partnership with Napa Valley Unified. A little review of what campers should be bringing with them on a daily basis. I will quickly review our COVID policies and procedures. And then I will talk about specific needs that you may have and the procedures to follow through with the site director about those specific needs. Okay, let's keep moving along a little bit here. These are the locations. We're operating 7 locations. The reason I bring this again was because, again, the partnerships with Phillips and Shear, I want to make sure no one from those sites is here. This is for the American Canyon Clubhouse, Browns Valley Elementary School, McPherson Elementary School, the Napa Clubhouse, Napa Junction Elementary, Pueblo Vista Elementary, and Willow Elementary. These are all the sites that Boys and Girls Clubs in Napa Valley will be operating. Hopefully, if you're here, that means your kid is signed up for either the first, second, or both sessions at one of these locations. Okay. All right, the sign in, sign out procedures. Boys and Girls Club staff sign club members into the program each day. Please follow the instructions of club staff at drop off and ensure they enter and exit the campus or clubhouse at the appointed location, as seen on the next slide. Parents or guardians must physically sign their child out of the program each day. Upon pickup, club members may not sign themselves out without written parent permission. Each site has a different spot. It is up to the parent to ensure that they are successfully handed off to the Boys and Girls Club. What I mean by that is, if you drop your child off, we encourage you to walk them in, ensure that they get signed in. We do not like it when kids are just dropped off a block away or walk there. We want to make sure that there is a successful handoff from one adult to the other. And vice versa. For the end of the day, we want to ensure that we are looking at your face when we hand off your child to an adult, and we recognize you and they're going to the right person. At drop off, our staff will sign them in after your child is seen, but at pickup, we're going to need a quick initial from you that you picked up your child. I'm going to stop, just pause, look at Q&As. We will get to that. That's a good question. Okay. These are the drop-off and pickup locations for each of the different school sites and clubhouses. At the American Canyon Clubhouse, all kids will enter and exit the building at the main entrance on Benton Way. On Browns Valley Elementary, this one is a little bit confusing because it's a new site for us, but the drop-off is going to be at the new multi-use room. I know there's a lot of kids from outside Browns Valley that will be attending that program. On Buman, there is a newer multi-use room / cafeteria, and it is on the southern side of campus. I don't know if that helps, but if you're facing the school, it's on your far left, closest to the field. That is the new multi-use room. At McPherson Elementary School, it would be at the main office. I don't know the name of the street. I think that's Yahomie, but the main office at the parking lot. At the Napa Clubhouse, the main entrance facing Pueblo Avenue. Napa Junction Elementary School will be around the corner in the parking lot at the multi-use room / cafeteria at the main doors at that location. At Pueblo Vista Elementary School, near the main office, there's a gated breezeway by the main teacher lot. And for Willow Elementary School, this one's a little bit confusing too. In the main parking lot, there is a pedestrian gate to the left side if you're facing the school. So if you're in the main lot at Willow Elementary School, you're facing the office, go left, and there will be a pedestrian gate that will lead kind of towards a little road that takes you towards the multi-use room. There will be staff guiding people in the first couple of days to ensure they get to the right location. The Q&As are coming in quick. I want to make sure. Great question here that I want to test what I want to do now. do we have to attend from 8 to 6, or we can drop off later and pick up earlier? You can drop off and you can pick up at any time. We do keep an attendance. However, again, if you have a doctor's appointment in the middle of the day, or they just needed to sleep in a little bit, or you're going to be leaving early to start a vacation, you can drop off, pick up at any time. Okay. Are we are at Browns Valley for week 1 and Phillips for week 2. Are we missing separate information from Phillips? You are missing information from Phillips. There was an email that went out from NVUSD about their specific Zoom meeting. It's not at the same time as ours, so you can watch both. Okay, moving along here. This is one I just like to remind people. I hate coming in with big, heavy rules at the beginning. We still got to talk about the program, the expectations for behavior, but this is probably the only expectation that I'm giving parents, and that is the late pickup policy. Our program closes at 6 p.m. every night. It's very, very important parents are there to pick up their children by 6. We give ample warning if it happens. We understand things happen. People are commuting in and out of town. We understand. We do ask, if you're running late, please call your location. I'll show you the numbers later. Call your location, give them an update, let them know I'm stuck in traffic coming from American Canyon. I'll be a little bit late. We love that. We appreciate it. We know you're on the way. We're not panicking. We make the children feel comfortable. We distract them, get them involved in an activity. But if it is an ongoing occurrence, then we do have the ability to charge some fees. And usually anything more than 20 minutes, we will bypass the warning, start charging some fees. But again, it all comes down to communication. Just communicate with that site director, give them a call, let them know you're running late. That's all we ask. All right. I'm going to dive into lunches and snacks. This is a big thing. So we are partnering with NOSH and Napa Valley Unified School District. Your child will be provided a lunch and a snack at every location. We encourage parents, if they would like to pack any extra snack, or if you have a lunch of your own that you would like to bring, you can do so. However, we do not have refrigeration and we do not have the ability to warm up foods. So I would encourage, if you are packing your own lunch, put it in a lunch box with one of the little ice packs. We have places where kids are going to keep their belongings, but they will get a snack. The snack items, or sorry, the lunch items that you see below at the bottom of the slide are the actual June menu. This is actually what they're getting for the first 2 weeks. What I'd like to point out is there's a little bit of a difference in the snack. Because of funding for the different locations, some are state, some are federally funded. All sites, excluding McPherson and Browns Valley, will get a lunch and an afternoon snack, a 3 o'clock snack, okay? McPherson and Browns Valley students, however, are getting a morning breakfast and a lunch. So we encourage the McPherson and Browns Valley families, we encourage you to pack something extra for that afternoon 3 o'clock hour. Okay, so again, McPherson and Browns Valley, I encourage you to bring afternoon snack. They will be getting breakfast. The other sites, what I found in the past, lunch and afternoon snack is pretty good. I find that your kids are mostly coming in with food at drop off, they're eating, and they usually can make it to lunch just fine. The snack portion, I did not get a menu yet from NOSH. The afternoon snack that we're provided from NOSH for a school year is generally a 2-item snack. It's usually a piece of fruit and a grain, like a bag of Cheez-Its or some crackers or something like that, a granola bar. We find the snack from NOSH to be very, very good. It's fresh fruit. It's not unripened apples or any of that stuff. So they love the fruits and then the snacks as well. For the morning session, I do not know what it is yet. I was just informed that we're getting the breakfast snack instead of the afternoon snack earlier today. So I haven't had the opportunity to see what that is yet. Okay, I'm going to check on the chats. All right. Are nuts allowed, as my son has an allergy? All of our snack, all of our lunch is allergy free. It's pre-screened for nuts. The other students have the ability to bring nuts in their own lunch. If that's something that's a concern, talk to your site director, let them know if they need a separate table away from the other students, and we can do that. I'm talking about EpiPens and stuff later as well. Okay. Are we going to receive information on the pricing of camps? I hope you all know this is free. This is a partnership with NVUSD and Boys and Girls Club. There are no fees. We're not going to be collecting any money from you guys. This is all free. Okay. All right, moving along. You guys, your chat box is very distracting. Okay. The weekly schedule. Cassidy, are you on here yet?
Yes, I am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to introduce you to is Cassidy Straley. Cassidy been with our organization for a long time. She's one of our best and our brightest. She runs a very, very successful program at Pueblo Vista after school. She will be the site director at Pueblo Vista this summer. And I invited her to talk a little bit about the programming, what we're going to be offering, and what your kids are going to be doing for the time they're here. So I will hand it off to you, Cassidy.
All righty. I'm not able to do my video, so
You had a
just a
video?
voice. Yeah, it won't let me.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, because the host has stopped it, but that's all right. I'll just talk to you guys as the voice above. But I'm Cassidy. I am the program director at Pueblo Vista. To just touch a little bit on the schedule, this is just an example of what we're working with Monday through Friday for the first, or sorry, Monday through Thursday for the first session there. But the kids will come and sign in. We're going to have some just open play, open clubs, open activities. And then they will then transition into their clubs for the first part of the day. At 9 o'clock, we are doing what is called, and we're focusing on SELs, which are social emotional learning activities. We're trying to blend that in throughout the schedule, throughout the day. But we really wanted to highlight that at the beginning of the day, just to see how people are feeling, just to kind of just gauge sort of how the morning's going. The first couple of days, we are going to be focusing on getting to know the members, and then also doing safety tours of all of our locations. And that's just so, we're getting kids from all over the district to come to our sites. And so we just want to make sure people know how to play safely on the equipment. They know how to behave respectfully and responsibly in the bathrooms and other common areas of the school. And then we'll also focus on, fire drills, earthquake, all that kind of stuff, just so we're all prepared and the kids know exactly what to do and they can ask questions at that time. We'll focus on best lessons as well, which is what I mentioned of the shared areas on campus. That is something the schools have provided for us. So that's what we get the pleasure of working on the campus that most of us host during the school year. Is we speak all the same languages, so we definitely understand how to behave safely, respectfully, and responsibly during throughout the day. So we'll focus on that at the beginning, and then it's just getting to know the kids, just the check-ins, as I mentioned, just to kind of gauge how people are feeling. Then we'll have a morning snack, and then after the morning snack, from that 10:15 to about noon, we'll be focusing on STEM activities. So science, technology, engineering, art, math, and I also include music in there as well. And, that's just, again, to kind of keep it a little bit more educational, a little bit, we'll have lots of time to play later. And all of this stuff is, we know what kids like. And so this will definitely help sort of just support that. And then as Jaime mentioned, that will also be for that summer school session in session 2. So that's kind of helps sort of mirror that and reflect that. We are going to keep kids within age appropriate grade groups. So as you can see here, this is my site, for example. I'm going to try to keep the kinders and first graders together, and second and third, and then fourth and up, just because we can, plan appropriate, age level activities so people are nice and safe and respectful towards each other. But that will be our focus before lunch, and then we'll have lunch. And then after lunch, we're going to focus on triple play. And that's a Boys and Girls Club of America vocabulary. And that's just, series of activities that are really inspired to get kids up and playing. So we've got, some choices there. We'll do sort of a scavenger hunt, or as you can see on Tuesday, we'll do some soccer with the upper grades. And then after that, 1 to 2, again, it's just that STEM activities, again, doing another social emotional learning activity. You see on Monday, we've got some introductory activities, because that's when our staffs that are in the afternoon are coming, and they'll need to, get to know this, the group that they're working with as well for our, different shifts that we have available. And then going into our afternoon snack. And then after snack is going to be more of our traditional Boys and Girls Club activities, which we're doing throughout the day. We're all just kind of doing, it's all named differently, but we're wanting to focus on that afternoon to be something that, you know, we would do after school in a school year as well. So we've got hockey, we've got some beads, making bracelets, doing the traditional, you know, tag games, all that kind of stuff. So we're wanting to do a, you know, a number of activities that the kids will enjoy, providing some downtime, and then also providing that time to get that energy out from all the food that they've, you know, had throughout the day with our snack and our lunch. So that is it. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Kathy.
Yep.
All right. All right. She did a really good job describing that. I hope you can see that our sessions are well thought out. We try to really encompass the all around experience for our members. We want to keep them moving. We want them to learn. We want them to think a little bit, and we really want them to get along with one another. That's our intention, to kind of have a well-rounded summer. Let me see the chats. Make sure you guys can hear me. So this is just a snapshot of the actual weekly schedule. The weekly schedules are actually on legal size paper. They will be available at every front desk. So you can get them, and then we'll make the lunch menus also available at the front desk as well. And then I'm going to move along a little bit. I know that Cassidy talked about the summer school session. We're going to get to all that as well. So let's just keep moving. Mr. Newsom, are you here?
Yes, hi, May. I'm here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have Will Newsom. Will is our, like I said earlier, he is our current program director at Canyon Oaks Elementary School. He will be leading the Napa Junction Elementary School program this summer, and Will is invited to talk a little bit about behavioral expectations for the members.
Yes, good evening, everyone, parents and families, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name is Will Newsom. As Jaime introduced, I will be the program director at Napa Junction Elementary this summer, as I am currently the program director at Canyon Oaks Elementary School. So just to go about our expectations, you know, I actually was able to see in the Q&A concerns about staff to student, you know, relationship building, and also how communication is built regarding, you know, staff to member, and also kind of our expectations, which this slide will provide as you read along, about how we have expectations upon our members, the students, as in respecting club staff. We have a list of code of conduct. These are 4 foundational code of conduct that we kind of expect for our members. Is 1, to respect club staff. Their staff members are here for them. And then in 2 is club respecting each other as members in the clubhouse, respecting club equipment. And at the end of the day, always is respecting themselves. And so in addition to that, as my colleague Cassidy has stated, in the morning, we have you know, definitely practices in the morning, you know, of what we do in group circles and regarding to icebreakers, doing safety tours around campus, as much as well as best lessons. You know, we've built a great relationship with the Napa Valley Unified School District in regards to what they're doing on the school year basis in regards to their best practices on behavior. And so we've always partnered up and extended that learning opportunity for our members, and we will continue to do so throughout the summer. And so we really want to make sure our members are able to, 1, express themselves freely, but in a respectful manner, as well as, you know, physical. If they want to express themselves, you know, pulling a staff member to the side and having that real genuine conversation, and vice versa, as our staff are trained and definitely in the knowing of holding that same respect for your child and student. You know, we definitely look forward to questions in regard to that aspect. But here at the Boys and Girls Club, we want to hold that positive environment to ensure that all club members have a positive experience, and we develop that code of conduct. So, you know, as you read here, we are dedicated to fostering that environment of friendship and acceptance, and we definitely can't express that enough. And so, to our extent, when it comes to physical or even verbal bullying, it is definitely a 0 tolerance here at Boys and Girls Club. We definitely give the opportunity, if I'm to speak to, you know, our discipline is that we have those genuine conversations first with the members, see what's really going on. Then, in steps, we bring you upon that conversation and explaining, what's going on, whether it be, as personal, and just to get a little bit more intel in regards to how we can best support your student. So acts of intolerance or anything that harms another child and well-being all ties into that. So definitely, please let us know in the Q&A if you have any questions regarding behavior, discipline, or our expectations upon your students. And we thank you.
Awesome. Great job, Will. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You guys will find that our staff they get training throughout the year. Our program directors are advocates for your student and for your family. So if you run into any issues, any concerns, I highly recommend that you just reach out to the program director, make sure you talk to them and just let them know what your concerns are, and they'll be your partner throughout that process. Okay. I know that Q&A and the chats are going. I'm going to keep moving because I find them to distract me a little bit. So I will definitely at the end give some dedication to them. Okay. All right, some important dates. I think you all know this, but the first day of summer for session 1 is this upcoming Monday, June 20th. That will be the first day. So at 8 o'clock, our doors will open at all of our 7 locations. I do want to remind everybody on Monday, July 4th, we will be closed. If you show up in that morning, no one will be there. So we're all going to celebrate the Independence Day. We'll all be away on vacation, hopefully. The last day of the first session, so those that are only at one specific location for the first session, your last day there will be Friday, July 8th. And then the next session, the second 3-week session, begins July 11th, and that runs through July 29th. There is a small difference in between the sessions, and that the second session is the one that really holds the partnership with NVUSD in terms of the summer school portion, the additional instruction provided by NVUSD teachers to support your kids' learning. Speaking of that, I believe that's the next slide. Summer school. Okay, so I just reviewed the dates. The summer school occurs during the second session from July 11th through July 29th. Really, the model that's going to be happening is you're going to get 2 different rotations on campus where the staff, the NVUSD staff, are going to be implementing some English language arts and math instruction for the 2nd and 3rd graders at the rotations that you see. So again, 2 times, they're going to, at 8:30, they're going to bring in a group of 2nd and or 3rd graders, run that instruction in one of those 2 subjects, and then pause for a bit, bring in the 2nd group. And that's happening every day for 3 weeks at all of our locations, even our clubhouses, the American Canyon Clubhouse and the Napa Clubhouse. Our staff will be present throughout all of these sessions. Our staff will help support the NVUSD faculty in delivering their instruction to be able to help assist if there's behavioral issues or any other needs that come up. Right. What should your camper bring? They don't really need to bring much, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess. We ask that you bring good sneakers. We ask the children do not wear open-toed shoes or sandals. From the example that you saw, kids are going to be running around. We want them to go home tired. I want your kids to sleep when they get home, eat dinner and just fall asleep. So we try to do a lot of play, and it does not benefit if they have sandals or open-toed shoes on. So if you wear some good sneakers, we appreciate that. Sunscreen. We encourage kids to wear sunscreen. It's going to be hot this summer. You can pack sunscreen in with them. Our organization has a policy that we do not apply sunscreen to members. We definitely say, hey, we probably think you should put on another coat. Why don't you take sunscreen? You can run to the restroom if you like and apply another coat. Reusable water bottles. It's going to be hot. We really encourage you to bring reusable water bottles. Your kids can carry the water bottles everywhere they go, every part of the day. They can bring them in the classroom. They can bring them in the multi-use room. They can bring them outside when they play. They can have them with them during the art activities. We want them to be hydrated. We can refill them. All the schools have refillable fountains, but we definitely encourage the water bottle. Put your name on it as well. And I think I have children of my own. I would not invest in the best high quality water bottle you can find. I would buy an affordable one that if it wanders off, we won't be too surprised. Okay. This is another subject on the bottom here that I really want to cover. It says Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley will not be responsible for items such as cell phones and other personal electronic devices. We strongly recommend that these items be left at home, and we thank you in advance for your cooperation. Upon our return back to programs after COVID and after the kind of shelter in place and the distant learning, we have found cell phones to be a terrible problem. Many of our kids, even as young as first and second grade, have cell phones, and they seem to be attached to them. We ask that cell phones not be out during program time. There's no need for them. I know that many parents like to contact their kids, see how their day is going. I would encourage you to call the main line and say, do you mind if I talk to Sammy or your child, whomever, and see how their day is going? More times than not, it's a problem. It's more times than they're using it when they're not supposed to. They're using it in ways they're not supposed to. So this is my my suggestion, and I highly recommend that you don't bring them with them. Our staff has the ability to take them away. If a child is incorrectly using their cell phone, we will keep it at the front desk and we'll hand it to you at pickup. Okay. COVID policies and procedures. These pretty much align with the school day. How our program has been operating. If we have any reason to think your child is sick, whether it's COVID or, for example, a fever, I think a pink eye or anything like that, we will call you and have you pick them up. And students must be picked up immediately. I know it's very difficult. Some of you work out of town. I truly understand. If we think a child is sick, we will call you. We will share the symptoms, and then we'll let you know if they need to be picked up, and then we'll communicate what that means moving forward. If they are COVID-like symptoms, your child cannot return until both of these criteria are met. They must have a negative COVID test, or a healthcare provider has provided documentation that their symptoms are due to something else, or at least 5 days have passed since the onset of their symptoms, and they have had at least 24 hours since the resolution of their fever. That's pretty standard across the board. Okay. Specific needs. Every child is different. We know that. We 1,000,000% understand that. There are specific behavioral and medical needs that each child has. Sometimes I've been on these trainings and or these Zoom meetings, and I know questions are very specific to very specific children, and I wanted to avoid that because for the masses, I want to know that we encourage parents with children with specific needs to meet with each program director to review their needs and to see what accommodations can be met. Okay, so rather than sharing with the group right now, I encourage you to contact the program director, let them know if it's a dietary need, an allergy need, some extra behavioral support that they have, or a medical need, and let's check together as partners and see how we can support one another. As a heads up, Boys and Girls Club staff are CPR and first aid certified in adult and child CPR and first aid. So safety is a big plus for us. We do safety audits at our sites 3 times a year. All of your sites will do a safety drill this summer. Our safety drills are very age appropriate. We do not like to panic children. We usually like to practice something like a fire drill or earthquake drill, and it's very calm, it's very organized, and the kids are 100% aware that it is a drill. We can keep an asthma inhaler and EpiPen on file for your child. That's very standard. If I went to any of my sites right now, I could probably find 3 to 5 EpiPens locked away in our director desk or in a cabinet. So if you have an EpiPen or an asthma, communicate with your staff, let us know so we can keep that on file. Okay, it'd be a good idea to probably pre-order another one, get from the pharmacy. And then I promised you contact information for all your sites. You should have been sent a welcome email. As I said, welcome to the program. Please complete this last step of registration. I can tell you right now that there might be people on here who have not completed that final step of registration. I'm going to show you in just a second. Actually, I'll show you right now. Pardon the wait, but I want to. This, if you're seeing this right now, this is the last step of registration that you completed. It is our online link it's to a website called Visions. If you completed this, you did everything you needed to do. I know many of you have checked in with their staff to, confirm that you completed this. Unfortunately, you don't get an automatic confirmation just by completing it. It takes the staff to go in there and process and then we need to email you. So if you didn't, don't worry if you didn't get the email, but if you completed this and you submitted it, you are registered. I recommend you call or email the director's contact information, which I'm going to go back to. This, I recommend. Oh, Will sounds like yes. Will.
Yes, and in addition to that, we also want you to be aware of when Jaime shared that screen, make sure it's the right, correct site as well when you're completing that application. We have the understanding that a few of the families have been receiving different sites. So please, when you receive a link, make sure it's the correct site that the summer program that your student will be attending. Thank you, Jaime.
Yeah, thanks, Will. I appreciate the reminder. All right. I know that was a lot of information. I am recording this and I will put this up. I will see if I can send it out to everyone. I will definitely post it on our summer webpage on our Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley website. And you can email me or one of the directors about getting access to it. I probably need a good 24 hours, though, unfortunately, to load it up to YouTube and get it accessible for families. Okay, I'm going to go try to jump into the chat and the Q&A for a minute to see if I can answer any questions. I'd like to speak to everybody else to say this is what we do. We're a very, very well-known youth development provider. We run engaging and safe and fun activities and locations. Welcome if this is your first time. I think that you will find that your child will have a lot of fun. With that said, that's all the information, but I am going to jump into the chat and Q&A. And I am, before I look at them, I like to keep things private. So I will answer general questions. If you have something very specific about your very specific child, I will not answer that question or ask that question at this time. And I encourage you to email your unit director. Okay, let's go and chat first. Oh God, you guys want to put a lot there, I think. Do you have to fill out the application? Oh gosh, if you are doing both sessions, you do not. It needs to be on file once per child. That's a great question, just once per child. Can children arrive at the start time? Yes. Earlier I mentioned that they can get dropped off and picked up at any time. Our hours are 8 to 6. And you can, in this slide, there is a pickup location as well. A pickup drop-off location, go to that. There will be a staff. We have front desk staff. So there's somebody manning a desk where you sign in and out your child. They have all their membership information. They have the walkies, they have the phone. Their only job is to make sure the children successfully and safely come and go to your families. Oh, for the second and third grade, as an example, if it's an incoming second grade or is it having completed second, we call the children by grades. They will be called about what they're going into. So if your child just completed second grade, they are a third grader. We're going to call them third grade all summer. All right. Is there anything different between session 1 and session 2 other than dates of program? The only other difference is the summer school session. The NVUSD will be supporting. The additional summer school instruction happens during the second session. Let's keep moving. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. What if my child has season allergies and symptoms seem like COVID, runny nose, sneezing or other symptoms? Should I provide a note? A note would be very beneficial. Please contact your site's area director, program director to work with them. I only signed up my daughter for 1 session. Is it possible to add both sessions? I encourage you to email that director to see if there is room in that site. I cannot say that there is equally room amongst all sites. Some sites have more spaces than the other. Is there going to be a third session? Nope, this is at 6 weeks. And then we have 2 weeks off to prepare for the school year. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we are opening 4 new sites, expanding our footprint in Napa and American Canyon. So we are going to be doing trainings and certifications. Is there anything possibly drop off earlier than 8 a.m.? Unfortunately, there is not. I know that is a big need to be here earlier. I know before school is a big need. We've heard that. We are constantly looking at options for that. Unfortunately, at this time, we just don't have the resource to provide anything earlier than that. Let's see, again, how can I confirm what session my kid is? Email the site director listed below. Are children required to come every day? They are not required to come every day. They can come on the days they choose. Like I mentioned, we keep attendance, but everyday attendance is not mandatory. Spots are limited. If you are using it one day a week, I would encourage you to maybe see if there's another child in need. Otherwise, you can attend. Okay, I'm going to go into Q&A a little bit and look back here. We're at Browns Valley for week 1 and Phillips for week 2. Are we missing separate information for Phillips? Phillips is doing something. You should have been provided an email from NVUSD Childcare Program about this Zoom link. There were other programs and other providers on that same page, and there was a link there. I encourage you to go back to where you found this link, and you should be able to provide the Phillips link there. Dropping off later than the start will interfere with the program activities. No, we will plug them right in wherever they're at. If they're in the middle of a dodgeball game, they're going to get added in the middle of the dodgeball game. Same with the summer school instruction. We will add them to the group that they belong. I'm seeing some repeated ones. I'm just kind of going through to see if I can see anything else. Does camp start Monday or Tuesday? It's Monday. It's this coming Monday at 8 o'clock. People are saying, although I covered attendance, I'm going on vacation. A heads up does help. If you do tell our staff that you will be out for a week or an extended amount of time, a heads up to that site would be beneficial. Would the 5th graders receive instruction with the teachers? Right now, it is just 2nd and 3rd graders.
I believe because you used that as an example, Jaime.
Which one? What did I say?
What you gave us example of summer school as the flip-flopping rotations for 2nd and 3rd grade. So
yeah, hold on a second. Let me close this. Okay, if we're looking back at this right here, I can't tell you right now that for sure that the rotation 1 is for 2nd graders and the 2nd rotation is for 3rd graders. I don't know if that's for sure. I was told that during these 2 rotations, they will cycle in the 2nd and 3rd graders. So it could be, is that what you're talking about, Cassie? For example, the 3rd graders could be in the morning.
yeah,
rotation.
I think that might have been the question.
Okay, yeah,
You know,
I can't say they're specifically tied, a grade is specifically tied to a rotation. I think there might be days where it could be flip-flopped. What I can do is I can get more information about that and get that information to our director so they know. Absolutely. Okay, let's keep looking at some Q&As. What time does it end? 6 o'clock. We close at 6 p.m. and we ensure that we ask that you ensure that your child is picked up no later than 6 p.m. Is the campus secure? It is during the usual school year. Guests have to check in and out, preventing strangers from coming on campus without permission. That is a complicated question, and I got a complicated answer for you. We should be the only people on campus. I know in many campuses, we don't really control the teens that jump the fence and are playing soccer on the playground. We do have the front desk position. Their job, again, is to watch the main entrance and exit. We do have staff all around looking, making sure there are no threats on campus. So safety is a priority. I can't look at you right now and tell you that there will not be anyone other. There's no one planned to be on campus. If we find somebody that is not supposed to be there, we will ask them to leave. The gates will be locked up. All right. I think I'm trying to see. Hey, Cassidy, can you guys see when I'm zooming through these questions?
No.
no.
Okay. A lot of them are repetitive. Is the second session all day summer school? No, again, it's just the hours. The rest of the activities, the afternoon activities are all the same. And keep in mind, when the 2nd and 3rd graders are in the summer school portion, all the other kids are doing Boys and Girls Club activities.
And if I can jump in, Jaime,
Yeah.
to families that are asking questions of, confirmation, please make sure to possibly check your spam and to see if you received our final registration email regarding the Visions application that Jaime had posted on the PowerPoint. That is very important to make sure. We understand that MUSD did initially send you an invite for summer program. That does not confirm that your registration is fully complete. In following that, we have sent out numerous invitations out to families that we see on our list. So please make sure to check your spam, in your emails to make sure that you see our registration invitation to be confirmed for summer.
Perfect. Thank you, Will. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
A lot of questions I'm seeing are just, again, can I pick up early? Basically, can I come anytime? Or if I have a doctor's appointment, can I come back? Yes, you can. Teacher to child ratio, that's a great question. We have a 20-1, so 20 students per one staff of ours. Absolutely. So somebody's asking at Browns Valley, when will we be notified what classroom our student will check in at first? So all students at Browns Valley will check in at the new multi-use room on the left side of the campus, the new multi-use room. Gosh, you guys are typing. Do we have access to 504 plans and IEPs from the district? We do not. We do not. As I mentioned earlier, if there's specific needs, we ask that you begin that conversation with our directors. We encourage you to email them, call them, and let them know what's going on. I will be honest with you, come that first drop-off day, we're going to be slammed with checking students in. If you're hoping to have a conversation with our director come Monday morning at 8 o'clock, they're not going to be available. They're going to be signing in students, getting the day going. That won't be the case moving forward. They will be more available, but during the beginning of the summer camp, at the very beginning of those days, it's kind of all hands on deck to make sure the kids are getting to where they want it. Again, 8 o'clock is the earliest to drop off. Again, the grades that we use are the grades that they will be going into. When checking our spam email, should we be looking for the sender to be from the URL? It's going to be summer registration at begreatnv.org. That is our email address. Are the kids grouped by grade? That's a great question right there. I want to touch on that. The answer is yes and no. For the majority of our day, we do find it beneficial to plan activities for grade specific groups. However, towards the end of the day, we might lighten up in our groups, and as we see kids get picked up, we might integrate groups together for specific. Part of the Boys and Girls Club experience is for a child to have a sense of belonging in our programs, and part of that is choice. So we like kids to have the choice where we might offer, say, hey, there's only about 50 of us, this staff is doing this is doing this, whatever you would like to do, please choose now. We make sure our ratios work and there's enough supervision and the kids have a choice to do that. But we definitely, like I said earlier, we don't want to be a continuation of the school day. So giving kids a choice is very important. You will see this general progression in our school day where we'll start off very, very, very structured. And then we're, like Cassidy said, we're doing a lot of STEM, we're doing a lot of SEL, we're doing a lot of, which is social emotional learning. We're doing a lot of that more structured activities. And then as we move past the day, we might lighten up a little bit. And then if you generally see what's going on after the afternoon snack, you'll probably see a little bit more dodgeball, a little more recreational activities, a little more arts and crafts. And that's designed to be that way. The kids have had a long day. As they're tiring down, it's time to let them relax. What we look at that time more for is our mentoring. What we like to do is just engage with the kids while we're doing arts and craft, talking to them, providing them a positive adult male or female to kind of just be there and just support them, find out how their day is going, what they think of our program. Right. What is the subject of the final email confirmation? The invites to register online were welcome to, and it was the location, welcome to Browns Valley. All right. For Willow, is there a specific meeting place? Yes, it is. And I think when I mentioned it in here, it was probably the most confusing. Drop off and pick up locations. Willow Elementary School is the pedestrian gate in the main parking lot. Fortunately, I think that's El Centro is the name of the street. And there's the main parking lot for the school. If you're facing the office from the parking lot, it would be on your left-hand side. There is a sidewalk and a pedestrian gate that kind of points towards the cafeteria / multi-use room. That is the main entrance. Okay. Is summer school in Spanish at PV? I don't have the answer to that. That is a great question.
Yeah, I just responded to her. I believe so. It would make more sense to combine MBLA and Pueblo Vista. But you know, I'm not too sure what teachers will be here just yet. I know a couple of the PV teachers will be here, so I would assume so. I have a very, very safe assumption, and it looks like Miss Roca probably has already said yes. So I would believe so. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Cassidy. Appreciate it. All right. I know we're just zooming here. A lot of people asking, again, the summer school second and third graders, kids going to second and third grade. Well, I think, I missed the food part of the Zoom. Is there a lunch menu? Yes, there's a lunch menu. It'll be right at the front desk. I will go there quickly to give this person a chance to make sure my mouse is awake right there. To look at the lunch and snack menu. I don't have the snack menu, I have the lunch menu. We're partnering with Nosh. This is the lunch menu. This is the actual menu for the first 2 weeks of the summer program. The menu is the same across all locations. However, there's a difference between some of the snack locations. All sites, excluding McPherson and Browns Valley, will get lunch and an afternoon snack. And McPherson and Browns Valley will get a morning snack and lunch. So that's the only difference. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to wind down. I think a lot of the questions have been repeated. I really appreciate your patience. Again, let me actually, I want to end with the contacts here. Please write this down. All this information is on our webpage. You can find it there, begreat.org. We hope you have a fun and engaging summer. We're really glad that you joined and signed up for our program. And if you have any questions, email these people. They are the experts, and they will respond promptly to any questions that you have. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful last week of school, and we will see you on Monday. Okay, thank you, everyone.